Do you want me to go live? Oh. So we're having some audio issues. So can someone, Pool Boy, you're in the chat. Can you hear me? And can you hear Cait? Cait, you gotta say something.
Can anybody hear what I'm saying? It says my mic is working.
It says my mic is working, but I can't hear Cait and she can't hear me. We're also on the phone, so we can hear each other through the phone. Someone tell us if you can hear.
Somebody let us know. Can anybody hear me? Hello? Oh my God.
Can you hear either of us? Can you hear me or just not Cait? Oh, he said just kidding. Can you hear both of us? Oh, crazy. Okay, we'll just go for it.
It's just Maysa's. Oh, my mom. Okay. So Maysa just can't hear me for whatever reason, so that's weird. So I have her pulled up. We're talking on the phone right now.
Should I show the people your photo? It's you dancing. Don't show mine. Do not show mine.
So that's fun.
So I'm literally listening. I'm listening to Cait through my phone, but it works, I guess.
Same. I'm also listening on my phone. I guess I don't have to. I guess I can meet you on the phone. Or no. I don't know. You guys, technology is hard.
No, don't, because then we'll have that echo thing. This is working without the echo. Right. Welcome to Thursday's show. We're doing great. I'm in my, dude, I've gotten so many compliments on the back of this SoCal Gym Reaper shirt. The back is so cool.
Is that the long sleeve one that you got?
No, it's a short sleeve version, but it says like all the stuff on the back.
Oh.
And it says SoCal. Because the long sleeve one I don't think it said SoCal on it.
That one's cute.
But yeah, everyone said it was giving like Compton vibes, but I thought it was cool.
It does. I like it.
Cait, up your mic volume.
You guys are asking a lot of me.
I actually think I can up your mic volume. Oh no, never mind. I like loud shirts. Me too. I like loud shirts on the back. I like them calm on the front, loud on the back. My voice is never going to recover. There's no shot. It's just going to be like this for the foreseeable future.
Oh my God, the dogs. I don't know. It won't let me adjust the mic volume.
You just got to talk louder.
Anyway, guys, it has been, I should be on. It says it's working. You guys really can't, am I not loud?
You just got to yap really loud.
It has been a while since we've done an episode just by ourselves and just gotten to like chit chat a little bit. So I've been thinking about it all day. I'm like, I need this so badly.
Yap session.
To stop. It's been since before WFP
that we dang.
have an episode by ourselves. So it's been a little while, and I feel like we just have like stuff to catch up on, even just in our everyday life, not even. Oh, I guess we could try to turn the mic off. Even just about our everyday life, because so we went to WFP,
mm-hmm.
and then we came back for like 2 weeks, and then we went to TYR WZA SoCal, and then you leave again.
Saturday, I'm going to Boston for Hyrox. I am not competing, but I have an athlete client friend that is competing in the pro division, so I'm going as playing coach. Look at my one of my cool shirts.
I love that.
Yeah, I have 2 of them, this and another one that says IBX Hyrox. So I think I'm excited. I think she goes Sunday afternoon. I know so many people are going to Boston, like so many people. I know like 4 or 5. I have a bunch of friends going from Charleston. I saw Brooke Wells and Sydney Wells are competing there. You said Woolie's going to be there, right? I think competing. I don't really know. I should know. We've just honestly been so busy. I haven't had a second to I know when my girl goes. I don't know if pairs go on Saturday. She goes Sunday at 2. So I'm getting there Saturday afternoon. We're going to go to a baseball game. We're going to Fenway Park. I'm super excited.
Fun.
And then we'll be there most of Sunday, I'm sure. But I don't know if the pairs are Saturday. I need to look at the schedule. But I'm excited either way because we did a test run sim. Well, she did a sim while we were in SoCal.
Yeah.
And it went very well. So I'm excited to see her throw down. And then like Jake Marconi is going to be there. My friend Owen's competing on a team or partner or whatever. I think Boston's just a good city. It's easy to get to and people love it. So yeah, and anytime I can go to like professional sports, I'm excited. So we get to go see the Red Sox play the Detroit Tigers.
I think I told you, but the guy that I train with sometimes, he is competing in the doubles or pairs or whatever it's called. And I got a picture from one of my other friends and her sister. They were also going to Hyrox Boston, and they were seated next to each other, all three of them. On
That's crazy.
It's like, what the heck? A crossover episode, because the girls don't go to my gym, so it just happened like randomly that they boarded the same plane. So I feel like everybody's going to be there. It'll be really fun. I'm jealous.
Yeah, this year has been insane travel-wise because I went to Dubai and Japan before we went to Indiana. Then I went to Indiana, Arizona, SoCal, Boston. I may be going to Dallas if she goes to Dallas because she's attempting to qualify for Worlds via Dallas. And then likely we'll be going to Copenhagen for WFP finals. I'm like, this is insane.
Jeff says, do CrossFitters feel like they're cheating on their spouse when they compete at Hyrox? I feel like Hyrox is just like a CrossFit competition. You know, you do something fun for a day and then you get to go home.
Yeah, I also like a lot of the CrossFitters I've talked to that have done it are like, it's so nice because it's just one event, right? You go do it for 1 hour and then you can kind of enjoy the city you're in before or after it. It's not like an all day affair. Like you can show up, compete for an hour, get out, and like have a fun weekend. So I think it's actually probably more fun like for them and their spouse and whatever to like travel somewhere.
That is interesting that, like, I was telling my mom today, like, that guy that I was just talking about is going to Boston. My gym owner is going to Chicago Hyrox in November. And she was like, oh, people, like, go all that way to do that. And people do. Like, I know people who just bebop all over the place going to Hyrox races. Yeah. And they don't even think twice. But we don't really do that for CrossFit, except if it's, like, Wodapalooza, Miami. You know, that's really like the biggest travel competition I feel like we have. But
I think it's because there's not like local comps you can go to for Hyrox. So that's you true. Have to do that. And then I think like they are in cool cities. I'll give it to them, like Dallas, Anaheim, Boston. It's places people want to probably go anyways. And then I think like we're like so spoiled that we are in the CrossFit world where you can compete all the time. Like people will do that for Spartan races, I imagine, or like 10Ks or like marathons. I guess it's somewhat similar. Like you'll travel for a marathon. Yep. I think just because we're in CrossFit, we're so used to like you could compete in your area once or twice a year. So why would I ever travel? But I think it's kind of cool. Like I always, when I do CrossFit comps, I say it's like doing an adult field trip because I just get to go like do fun things with my, like pack my little lunch and like, I don't know. I think it's cool that many people are doing it, traveling. I've heard the events are so hype.
Have you been?
No, I haven't ever been to one.
Oh, they're cool.
So I'm excited. I'm going to vlog it. I'm excited for Keely. She's my competitor. She's awesome. She's been crushing it in the gym. I mean, Hyrox training is hard. It's really hard. Like you gotta go like long endurance, heavy sleds. Like it's just a lot of like shit we don't like as CrossFitters over and over and over again. I feel like
something that I thought was really cool because I did last year when I was in Fort Lauderdale. I was like a last minute sub on a relay team. So I did it there. And then I went to Hyrox Miami to just spectate this past like March, I think it was. The coolest thing that they did when I competed is their photographers, like you upload a picture of your face, like you take a selfie and it will pull all of the pictures that has your face in it so you can look at them before you purchase a package. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I think their media in general is very good. They're like marketing geniuses, obviously, with how much they've grown. I have heard like, I don't know if it was like this in relay because maybe you didn't all start, but like the tunnel before the race where they give you like the whole hype up and everything is like so cool. I don't know. I mean, I'm someone who, as people know, like I just think movement in general is so cool, and any adult that wants to like go push themselves on the weekend outside of their literal job. It's like awesome. And my client who's going is like a badass lawyer, and this is what she does on the side, and she's very good at it. So that's like how cool, right? Like this is her hobby and she gets to travel for it.
I do think NJSB Construction said it gets really boring though. I do think eventually they will have to switch something up. I can't imagine it's not.
Maybe, but like, what about running?
Is the kind of like what the peak of CrossFit was in like 2014, it got really big. I don't know. I feel like eventually something will have to change, because how much are you going to travel and spend money to do the same thing over and over again?
But I think we say that because we're CrossFitters, but look at like runners. They'll run 10Ks or marathons over and over and over and over again. And it's the same thing. I think we're just used to the variants, and it is like adjacent to CrossFit. So it is a lot of CrossFitters, but I bet all the people who don't do CrossFit, it doesn't really cross their mind that it's the same thing, because everything else is the same thing besides like any other thing you would do would be the same every time.
That's fair.
Like Spartan races, like 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons. Like people do multiple half marathons a year, and they're not like, wow, it's the same.
But even Spartan races had a really big peak.
Yeah.
Years ago, and it's kind of died down. I don't know why.
Oh my God. Hot take of the day. Pool boy, I agree with Maysa. I'm gonna just sit in this moment that I've been agreed with once, because it's not gonna happen for the rest of the episode. We know that. Do you wanna dive into Wodapalooza a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I think we just talk about the overall, like, our experience. We've already, if you guys watched our recaps or our previews, we really dove into the actual events. But I think overall, this was my first time. I did not watch it last year. One thing about me is if people pull out a cards game and have to explain the rules, I automatically check out and I stop listening, because my brain. Oh my
God. I witnessed this when we did our spreadsheet projections. Brian's like, yeah, do you get this? And I'm like, yep. And I look at Cait and she's like,
brain stops working.
Yeah. And I'm like, Cait, it's not that complicated.
It is complicated for me though. Like, I hate card games because of that. Like, if my brain has to work, it doesn't work well for me in those kind of settings. So I did not watch it last year because it required some understanding. So I didn't watch it, and it really was not that hard once we broke it down. This
is why you have me now.
Exactly. I just want to go and watch the competition. I don't want to have to do like math problems, and like I just want it to be very simple. So I didn't watch it last year. This year, watching it obviously live is, you get to be like in the thick of it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really fun. I was most of the time like on the edge of my seat, because it was really close for the majority of the time.
Yep.
So it was fun to watch. The weather was beautiful. We had really amazing weather all weekend.
Look how tan our faces are. You got a little color.
It's like, holy cow, my face is so tan.
I know.
We had a really good time with the boys. Shared an Airbnb. Like, we got to hang out all weekend for the first time ever, even though we're all at the same events. It was so fun to just get to like hang and be all of us be in our element. But I had a really good time. Really, no complaints.
Yeah, I thought it was overall really great. I agree with you. I think what makes SoCal so cool is like that you're gonna see like the best of the best sell out at the thing they're good at. Because in any other competition situation, they probably couldn't go that far. Case in point, Dallin on the monostructural, which I'll talk about because it was so cool. Like they would have to maybe throttle back a little, because they can't send themselves to such a dark place that they're not able to complete other events. But in this situation, you can see like people go so hard because they don't like, that might be their last event, or they don't have to recover to do something else. Someone else on the team can. And I think that's like unique to that kind of showcase style event, which I think is really cool. I specifically loved the monostructural event. I loved it last year. Thought it was really cool this year. They reversed the order, which I think was a better event. because doing the bike. So for people that don't know, it was a head-to-head, one guy and one girl from each team. They had to do 500 meters on the air runner. It's like a 5-minute rest, 50 bar facing burpees, 5-minute rest, and then 50 cal echo bike. That was insane. I thought it was like one of the coolest events to watch because you'll never see someone sell out on an echo bike that hard, I don't think, in competition. I don't know.
Nelson, 1 year.
Yeah, that's fair.
sent it on
I
Echo
still
Bike.
think he has nothing on Dallin. Dallin did 50 cals in 56 seconds. I just need to tell the story of what happened after in the background. He was puking everywhere, puking in the trash. They like had to pick him up and put him in the cold plunge. He was like coming to in the cold plunge. It was crazy. But my favorite part of all this, so I was in the media pit or like athlete area media pit for most of it, watching from there. And some of the wives of the athletes were in that area because this is kind of a special competition where like people can be in areas that they would normally not be in. And so Guy's wife was with me for a lot of it, and we were chatting whenever. She's a gym, and he went up against Dallin, and when they finished, he went back to like film or vlog or whatever. And Dallin was obviously like unwell, and Guy stopped the bike before like when Dallin stopped because so he didn't have to go, I guess, as hard. And so Dallin's like on and off the floor, puking, whatever. And Guy's wife like pulls Dallin's wife aside and is like, "Hey, I know it's not funny right now, but like for when it is funny, do you want this video of Dallin puking?" And Dallin's wife was like, "Hell yeah." And as they're sending it, Dallin like is running by puking again. And she's like, "Hold on, I'll be right back." And then Jason's wife's like, "Just send it to me." And it's like the whole thing was so funny, but I think it's like obviously crazy. You don't want to like go to that point, but it is cool to see. Like most people will never experience that because they don't have that kind of power output. So I thought that was just wild.
I'm gonna pull up some questions. Any issues with travel? I had none.
Yeah, this time we didn't have any supplements that were like flagged for being bombs or explosives.
Oh, I forgot. Maybe that's why he's asking that question. But yeah, nothing crazy. But I did have a little bit of PTSD from that one. So it's like maybe I should get to the airport a little bit early in case something flags and people will think that I'm trying to smuggle drugs or something. But no issues this time.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth for me too. I flew through the night on the way back, so it's been a brutal week. Hitting the ground running with the gym, but it was definitely worth it.
These nuts said, "Isn't it weird that all these wives are now media managers for their husbands?" I was gonna say yes, but the more I think about it, I think the men have been media managers for the female athletes for a long time. It seems like a lot of the husbands are also, and way back when too, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the reality, like the nature of the game right now is like they're making money from sponsors, they're making money from their brand, right? So like if their wives are going to travel with them, do all these things, why not? It's so easy. Like you can get a handheld camera right now, like the one I have, and make content. And like the people love it. Like the more content we get to see of these athletes, why not? I think it gives them like also something to do that is contributing to their income, which I think is really cool. And I think like, yeah, a lot of big athletes have like media guys like that are doing it. Like I know Justin has Dallas, but you got to be like up there to have someone doing your whole media. So I think I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Like at first it was like, damn, all of their wives have cameras, but now I'm like, I get it. It's part of the game.
I guess too, it's better maybe to have your significant other do it than have to hire somebody out.
And I think they
Like,
have a better
depending on what's
gauge.
going on.
Like sometimes when you do certain workouts, like you don't want someone sticking a camera in your face, or like when you're prepping, you don't want like probably their wives have a good gauge of when to put a camera in their face and when not to. And that's, I mean, a huge thing.
Chris said, "What? No drama?" I know it's hard to believe because of everything that's being like said online. At the event, there's no drama. At least that.
Did you
that we
see
saw or
the
heard.
reel of the dancing with Lauren Khalil and all the media team, that was the vibe.
We were vibing all weekend. It was good. Everybody was there. Everybody kind of was in their own space. And everybody can coexist in the same space and do what they're there to do. It's not that crazy, guys.
Imagine
Wild.
that. Like, you all go to jobs, and I'm sure you don't love everybody that's at your job, but you all do your job anyways. That's the reality.
And that's the way I look at it. Like, we all are kind of coworkers, right? We're in the same space doing the same kind of thing, and you don't have to love your coworkers, and you still like get along and get the job done, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that serious.
I
was
thought,
gonna say something about the event.
what?
I was gonna say something about the event, but now I can't remember. Go ahead.
I thought the also both of the events that I really liked were repeat events, but the event where they had to move all the implements, like different strongman objects across the sand, they did that last year. This year they added a vest, they had burpees over a log. I think that event was so cool because it's kind of chaotic to watch, and you don't really know what's going, like, who's winning until it gets down to where you can see, like, oh, they clearly have only a few implements left. And it's like the whole team. I thought it was so impressive, like, seeing Justin carry like 2 jerry bags, throw Husafel on his back with no hands and walk with it. And like on that team, he's the smallest guy, and he like stood out the most. I thought it was cool that Jason was like ripping off the seal on the sandbags and using it to drag them because they still have the zipper because there were no rules. Olivia Kerstetter throwing like the biggest sandbag up on her shoulders, just like casually walking it. Like, these girls are so strong. Like, it was fun. It was fun. That was just like, and after I went in the back to do interviews, I interviewed Danielle Brandon and Amy Kringle, and everyone was just like covered in sand, nasty, dripping. Like, it was like a gritty workout. And they were all like, I'm sure like legs were blown from that. I thought that was a fun event to watch, and you get everybody involved. So that was really cool. I do think like some of their programming, like, that is really good.
I think that was probably, from a spectator point of view, that was probably the best one to watch. The rest of them, how the setup was, maybe besides the max lift too, because they had them in the middle of the floor. Some of them were difficult to watch as spectators.
Yep.
Whether it was, there was a lot going on the floor because you had all 6 athletes on the floor, and again, my dogs don't ever bark until it's 7 p.m. on Thursday. It's waking hour.
They know. They know.
But some of it was difficult to watch because there's just a lot going on the floor. They have like flags or banners that are up to that say like North America and Team World or North American World, whatever they said. There was just some things in the way. However, if that could have been because we were in spots that like the general admission wasn't. We were kind of closer to the floor, so maybe if we were up in the stands, we would have had a better point of view probably. But some of them were a little bit difficult to watch. But what was that one called?
Oh, Dan. I
can't remember, but that one was the best one to watch as a spectator. No, guys, my sound, I don't know what's going on with my sound.
I did think the deadlift one was really cool, like the deadlift burpee sprint. But also, I will say, I was standing like directly behind the rig, so I got like straight on views from the media pit of the lanes, which was not good for some of the head-to-heads like the Isabel Grace. But I do think for like the rope climbs, I was like right behind them rope climbing the head-to-heads. For the deadlift one, like, I just had a good view from there. So I think it just kind of, like you said, depends on where you were.
I did have my mic on. I just turned it off. Is this better? Maysa can't hear me at all, so we're on the phone for those of you who are just tuning in. I don't know what's going on.
We did our best.
I turned my actual mic off, so hopefully you guys can hear me.
But yeah, honestly, I thought it was great. I thought it was so cool. We got to podcast multiple times on the experience stage. We had Brent Fikowski on. We had Bethany Shadburn on. Brent's intro, outro stuff was so hilarious. I had multiple people from my gym be like, that was amazing. But yes, we did have some technical difficulties the first day. It was hot, weather conditions, a lot of our equipment overheated. I think after that, we did pretty solid. We got to also podcast with Lauren Khalil. She's a freaking time. I had such a good time with her all weekend. She's awesome.
She is so fun, and we obviously had her on before, so we knew her a little bit, but we actually got to hang out with her the majority of Sunday. I feel like we were together, and she was great. What a good time, a positive human. She was amazing.
The Brent brand rebuild is excellent. I don't know what that was, but he was just literally such an awesome guest. I think that like we like right before we started, we're like, by the way, you have to have a hot take. And like in true Professor Brent fashion, he started Googling common hot takes and like things like that to get an idea. And I was like, wow, he really is Brent.
He
Yes.
was like, I'm not that interesting, so I feel like I have to make up a hot take.
And I think
We're
he's
like,
so
"No, you're
interesting.
interesting."
Me and Lauren are pretty similar height, I think. I'm 5'2". She's probably close to me, and Cait is very tall. Yes, everyone's always surprised. Opposite ends of the spectrum. I was just gonna say something about I don't know. Anyways.
Then Cait said it was only 75 degrees most days and felt like 100. When I tell you, after Saturday, everybody was like so red. It was like I kept talking about like the 2019 CrossFit Games when almost all the events were outside. Everybody was fried. That's how Saturday was at the end of the day. And thankfully on Sunday, everything was completely overcast. There was like no sun on Sunday, which was great because everybody was so sunburned. But it did feel, we were like, dang, it's only 75 degrees, but it feels like we're melting out here.
Yeah, but it was kind of crazy because the elites didn't start till like 7 to 8 p.m. at night, and it would get cold because you get that like breeze from the water. So it was like shorts and sports bras into like hoodies and sweatpants. It was kind of wild, but I've never been to the West Coast before. That was my first time, and where we were at least is like exactly how I would picture California. Like it was beautiful beaches. The houses by the water were very like cutesy little beach houses. And I was like, oh, this is literally like the California in my mind, which I thought was cool.
I was not impressed.
Oh,
I've been to San Diego.
okay.
I was impressed with Huntington Beach, like where the actual venue was. It was so cute. The downtown, I don't know if downtown is what you would call it, but the pier area, adorable.
Mhm.
Loved it. When you go outside of that, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we like saw that.
Especially, maybe I take for granted, like living in Florida, but the interstates are very clean, at least where I live in South Florida. And immediately when I got in the Uber, when I got off the plane in California, there was trash everywhere on the roadside.
You still said you wanted to live there, so whatever.
I want to live everywhere. Like, yeah, I would move to Huntington Beach if I could afford the $5 million homes that are like still shacks there. But like I said, I've been to California before. It's fine. I'm sure it's expensive, but I did notice that was one of the things I noticed. I was like, oh, maybe Florida's not that bad. But it was nice.
We just got to get you to Charleston now.
What?
We just got to get you to Charleston now.
No, I need to go everywhere.
Charleston's fun. It's a cool place.
Florida water over California water. We actually did not even go to the beach. I mean, we were on the beach, but we did not, just for the swimming event is the only time we were even close to the water. But we don't get to like gallivant around the town. We were there all day, pretty much like 9 a.m. to like.
And we were doing 2 to 3 podcasts a day. So like by the time you like set up, do it, close up, get food, rinse, lather, repeat, basically. Which I'm not complaining about. I think it's so cool that we got that opportunity. I also think it was really cool. We got to like meet Dylan and like talk to him a little bit, learn about how he got into the position he's in. And I think honestly, I just feel like these events are so cool because as an adult, when do you get to meet so many different people from so many different places? Like you go to your job and then like maybe if you go out, you'll meet a few people. But like when we go to like WFP, we see people from all over the world, right? Like we made friends with people from literally everywhere. And I grew up in Dubai and like it's so international and it kind of feels like I get like a little piece of home when I get to meet people from all over the world. And then Dylan is the owner or he runs Wodapalooza, both SoCal and Miami. And we got to kind of chat like how he got into that position. And I always think it's cool to find out how people got to where they are. But yeah, like Nikki and Scotty from Morning Chalk Up are like such cool humans. All the athletes that I now like, kind of, I would say this was the first time, maybe a little bit in Arizona, but now that we've done like Indianapolis, Arizona, and SoCal back to back to back, like they're starting to know, like, oh, that's Maysa. Oh, I'll interview with her. She's not going to ask me outlandish questions, and like having little conversations about things. It's cool because I'm like, oh, I feel like we're starting to develop some relationships, know people. And then Hannah Black, who was on our podcast, was actually in Charleston this week, and I got to go to dinner with her and some of her friends, which was super cool. Just like connections that I think as an adult, it's so hard to make those, and this opportunity is just giving us like exposure to so many people. And I think like there is so much negativity, but we forget like most people who do CrossFit, functional fitness, whatever, on a regular basis are like pretty driven humans in life. So you get to meet such cool people.
I think my favorite interaction I had this weekend, I think, was with Sean Woodland.
I'm like getting food and I turn around and you're like yapping with Sean, and I was like, oh, hi, hello. Here's my big plate of food.
I remember when he wasn't asked back to the games in what year was that? 2024, maybe. And I was devastated because of Sean Woodland, right? He's the voice of CrossFit. And I didn't know him by any means. And he follows us and watches some of the episodes. And so we've chatted a little bit on Instagram, and I finally saw him in real life, and we kind of like looked at each other and was like, this is so weird, but I'm gonna like, we already knew each other. I don't know.
That's kind of how it is, right? Like we all know each other through the internet.
Yeah, he was super nice. Really enjoyed talking to him. But like I said earlier, everybody's nice when you're in person. Like everybody's shaking hands and kissing babies, and you know, like everything that goes on outside of competition kind of stops for a small part of time, or at least that's what it seems like. And it was cool. Everybody was super pleasant. I had great interactions with everybody. The media, the external media tent
is a vibe.
Room, even at WSP, so fun. Like that is honestly, I think, what makes the weekend for me. Seeing, and again, like Maysa was saying, like building those relationships with those people. When I'm at WSP, I'm working with external media only. So I've gotten to spend some time with them, get to know them, and now I get to see them at every event. And like, we're just all hanging out all weekend and trying to survive and eating food and dancing, and you know, I don't know. It's really cool. So all the interactions were good, but Sean Woodland was probably one of my favorites.
Side note, he's jacked. I was very impressed. He's a fit dude. It's so crazy because like you see people, I mean, we obviously have talked about everything that happens, but so many people, I'm sure, is the same with us, that they don't realize like our height difference and everything, but you see them in real life and you're like, whoa, they're either like way bigger or way smaller than you thought. And you're like, wait, yeah, like you don't know, but like I'm just also, so there's that photo of like me, you, and Brent that we took the day before our podcast. Literally looks like, I posted on my Instagram, Brent and Cait are my parents, and I'm on my first day of school, like ready to go. I sent him to my coach, and he was like laughing so hard, and I was like, I'm short, but I'm not like that small of a human. Like I have some muscle on me, but like in this world, I'm small because it's like everyone's friggin' jacked.
Do you know that's the first picture I've ever taken with an athlete?
Really? Wait.
Besides Jason Khalifa.
Actually, I don't think I've ever. I mean, we took one with Annika the day before, so actually second photo. I'm trying to think. Gabby, our bestie Gabby.
That's true. I guess I forgot. Well, Brent wasn't competing. None of them were competing, I guess. So that's true. I forgot about Gabby. Yes. In the last month, I have taken more pictures of any athletes than I've ever taken.
But I feel like it's different because, so like I rarely will, or ever, I don't think I've like asked as a fan to take a photo, because I think we've talked about this. We both are like, we don't want to bother people. But in this situation, it was like not really as fans. Like it was like as work, or like we're chatting with them. They're going to be on our podcast. It's a photo for something with Gabby, was like friends, because we became friends with her. So it wasn't really like, I always am like super cognizant of, which most of them are totally fine with taking photos for fans, but I'm always like, I don't want to bother an athlete, you know?
Yeah. And maybe that's why I said Gabby, because we were hanging out with her. It wasn't like, hey, can we get a picture together?
Yeah.
It was like, we're all going to take a picture because it's the end of the competition. So it didn't.
But she is an athlete. Actually, someone said, did any fans ask for a photo with you? Actually, so many. Like, I couldn't get them away from me. I'm joking.
Actually, I didn't have anybody come up to me here or at SoCal, but at WFP we did have people not ask for a photo, but they're like, "Are you the girls?"
No, but that's not true, because when we were actually, like, this might have been when you started talking to Sean Woodland, but when we were up on that, like, buffet area, this woman came up from VIP and she was like, "You two are from in the box office," and she's like, "I saw you in Arizona and you were running," because like so. Yeah, so like the way it's set up in WFP, it was both times, is like I would watch the event from like the side of the stage, and then right before it would finish, I would cross over, like book it over to the interview area, and I would watch because obviously I want to know what's happening, and then like know who I want to interview. So in WFP Arizona, I had to run over the bleachers. So people just saw me in my little camera and my fanny pack cross over and back like every heat. And she was like, "You were like running, you should get a raise." I was like, tell them.
You definitely get your steps in doing that for sure.
Yeah.
CrossFit says, should media be allowed to fangirl?
No.
I say no.
But to be honest, like, not in a cocky way, but like just being in the media pit and everything, like I don't have to fangirl. Like we have the access that we can just have conversations with them. And there was no athletes unwilling to have conversations. The only athletes that said no to interviews were because they were like prepping. The turnaround time for events is so quick that they were prepping or strategizing for their next events. They're like, "I can't right now," but no one denied an interview. Helping. Maysa was up and down the bleachers all day. And I know this because he decided to post up at the top of the stairs. So I had to like walk over his feet every single time. I was like, "Hi, bye."
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my audio.
I'm just doing my job.
When I worked at not WXP, Wodapalooza Miami, TYR WZA Miami, even at the end of the day, like when they have the award ceremony, we're all allowed to go out on the floor, and I still did not feel comfortable asking anybody for like a picture or talking to anybody. But WFP specifically did send us for volunteers. Like we are not supposed to talk to the athletes or bother them until Sunday after competition, where everybody gets to go out on the floor, and that's kind of our time to take pictures and talk to the athletes because they are there for a job. So in that sense, I feel like that's the appropriate time to talk to them, but we are there for a job. Most people, I mean, yeah, even as media, we're there to just get the content that we need, and to bother them the least amount as possible, I feel like. Yeah. I feel like I got some great interviews. Me and Lauren were talking about how like it was interesting in this competition because we had the most access I've ever had. And she said the same, like they kind of gave us access to, because it is such a small group of athletes, like we could be in their warm up, cool down, and like typically we're not allowed in their warm up area. But because of the format of the events, it's much harder to get interviews because one, there's only one heat. So like you don't have they're not separated at all to get like different athletes. And then two, the turnaround time. Like they were finishing the event, strategizing for the next warming up. So you like are lucky to get maybe one interview after an event, where like at WFP, I was getting 4 to 5 per event, you know? Yeah. I'm going to pull this. Didn't someone come up to talk to you? He did. I heard he talked about it on his podcast. Short conversation, but he was pleasant. That's it. Like I said, everybody was super nice. And breaking news, I got unblocked by Taylor Self. If that, maybe if we'll call that a win. I am no longer on the blocks list, so I can read the comments now. So one win for TYR Wodapalooza SoCal. So there's been a lot that's happened because we've had guests and stuff, but CrossFit did come out with a new season structure, at least somewhat of a timeline. Have you looked at it in depth at all? Yeah, they brought back quarterfinals. Big win.
Yes, I mean, I think anything that like is a little more linear, because I feel like this year it was not linear at all. Your path to the games was like shoot offs, like you could qualify a bunch of different ways. I think a linear path is always better from a spectator standpoint, from an athlete standpoint. In my opinion, I'm sure there's athletes that liked the shoot offs. It's easier to follow, right? Like this to this to this to this, this funneling up. And that seems, it doesn't seem that different from like, I don't know, 2 years ago or whatever, right? Like, but is it, am I correct in saying that this is supposed to like stay for years, like 5 years or something? Or is that, we don't know?
The current season?
Like they were saying that like there was rumors that the structure they set was going to be the structure for 5 years.
I don't. Well, we've never season the same for 5 years, so that'd be great if it was, but I don't believe that, just given the
Yeah.
history.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
I think it's good that they're putting that out early. I think that's a step in the right direction for sure. This is
Mhm.
like the earliest. I feel like Thanksgiving or the New Year is kind
Is
of
it-
when we get
How crazy is it that October or September is the earliest? Like,
so early. So I think it's good. It's definitely a step in the right direction. I think the timeline was a little vague.
Yeah.
Like if the CrossFit Games in July, like at the end of July, is it August? And those maybe small details, but they do kind of matter, right? Depending on when other events are going on. But I do think again, it is a step in the right direction, and people have been asking for this, so can't complain about it.
Yeah, I know the audio's off. We're doing our best. If you're just joining
I've
now.
my mic like 10 times. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I also think, okay, so they also announced that there will be an open workout at Wodapalooza. We have speculated on this that there had to be, right? Like that it overlapped, there had to be. I think it's interesting. I think it's gonna be she's
Wait,
basically,
are you guys hearing me through Maysa's phone and not actually my speaker?
oh, I didn't think about that, but they're definitely hearing. Should I put yours like far away from my microphone? Let's try. Is that better?
Hold on. Please hold. Can you guys hear me?
I can turn mine way down and then they can hear you through yours. Try that.
You guys can't hear me? Not at all.
Oh, that's worse. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back. I didn't think about that they're definitely hearing you. No, but that doesn't really make sense because I would be hearing you through the screen normally. I don't know what to tell you. We're doing our best. Oh, I was saying, okay. Grant, do you think we have not tried settings? They act like we've literally tried nothing. What I was gonna say about the open workout being at Miami, I think it's freaking cool for competitors, for competition. I think for the general public, it's going to absolutely crush the gyms in Miami because how many people are going to be trying to drop into affiliates in Miami to do the open workout. I think they just have to be prepared to have a system for that. Okay, I'm putting it back to exactly how it was, and maybe they hear you through my phone. Okay, I put it back. But yeah, I think for um the spectators that are doing the open, which I assume a lot of the spectators at Wodapalooza are doing the open, that's gonna be difficult. I was like wondering if they were gonna have, like, you know how they have places where spectators can work out, like if they'll be running the open with judges where you can put that as your score.
I'm assuming maybe it'll be the gauntlet. Can you guys confirm you can hear me better now? I might have to. PC's working right now.
I put it exactly back to how it was. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the gauntlet will be the open workout and the judges will be accredited judges. I don't know, but like that's not an affiliate. So I don't know how it works, but I'm hoping that they thought about that.
They've definitely thought about it. I mean,
We say definitely. We say definitely.
I could restart my computer. I guess.
Do you want to leave the studio? I can yap for a little. We're probably done in 10 minutes anyways.
Let me, can you hold it down for like a minute?
I guess.
Okay, they're saying don't worry about it. Okay. You would think, do you think that they knew this when they announced Wodapalooza was moving last year?
Yes. I would flip you off, but I'll be professional.
That would be crazy planning on CrossFit's part. Like, they've never done anything like that, but I wonder if that forced them to come out with the season. I don't know. Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
I don't know. I think it'll be cool from a spectator standpoint. I think it'll be interesting because the athletes will kind of have to game their competition a little bit different, maybe like send it a little bit harder on that workout. I also think it's cool because they usually do it alone and now they get to do it against a lot of the top athletes. So like it might make it actually easier. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting announcement though. And I guess Wodapalooza like unaffiliated from CrossFit, from being a CrossFit licensed event. So I guess now they're reaffiliating. I wonder if SoCal will be a CrossFit licensed event. I don't know. We'll have to see. I am so ready to know who bought CrossFit.
I don't think it matters.
No, I think it does. I disagree. I think it matters a lot.
Matters what they do with it.
Yeah. But like who it is might determine what direction they're going to take it in.
Yeah, but I mean, at this, like, it is what it is. You know, that's kind of it. Just she compromised my computer when we were in SoCal together.
I compromised your computer?
Yeah.
How?
I'm just kidding.
I could never dim her light. It's so bright. Thank you very much. Yeah, also like someone said bought, it's already been done. I don't know. I would have to assume it's already been bought if they're releasing the next season, if they're doing all this, but I don't have that information. I'm just speculating. We're just yapping about it.
I did hear another rumor last week by two different people that it was sold last week or the week before, recently, but they said that too before the games and right after the games. So you never know what to believe anymore or what is true. But we talked about this previously on like our rumors episode that now I can't remember what I was saying because I was reading comments.
In our episode about rumors, we talked about something about the sale of CrossFit. I don't know. Someone said, can Cait teach us those sick dance moves she showed off with Laura? I'm not gonna lie, Lauren had some moves.
Jeremy, it sounds like you were that person in my Ask Me Anything box that said that I can't dance. So that was probably you because we know that you're mean. So
okay, I'm gonna pull this up because this comment has been taken out of context a lot. It says, wait a second. Yeah.
Cross out.
I'm gonna call you out. Maysa told us she doesn't care who owns or pays for things. Okay, first of all, I do care who owns things. That's a very different story than I said. I don't care where the funding for a business comes from. If you enter my gym as a member, you should not care how I pay my rent. Like, that's crazy, and it's not your information. If I'm getting paid, I care who's paying me and the money that's going to me. I care about where my money comes from, yes, which is from my job. But all I was saying is that any company does not owe a consumer information on where they're getting their funding from. Please do not skew my words anymore because this comment has led to a lot of crazy conversations and it's been taken really out of context. So I put that to rest. I'm done.
Yeah, that was definitely misquoted on another podcast by CrossFit. So normally I like you, but you definitely misquoted.
Yeah.
But that's how it starts, right? And I think that all came from WSB when we were talking on the episode because everybody's all up in arms, like, where's the money coming from? Like, are they going to have enough money? And you were just like, who, like, why are we so concerned? We don't ask, like, I don't know. I don't care where CrossFit gets their money.
My members aren't asking how I funded my gym. Some other podcasts are, but my members are not asking how I funded my gym. They're just happy to be in my gym and they care about the coaching and the way it's run and if it's clean, which are like what I'm saying. We should care about the events and how well the events run and that kind of thing.
Definitely stick our nose in people's business when we don't need to. Anyway, yeah, I think all good things for CrossFit overall. We kind of veered off from that conversation, but step in the right direction. I'm excited to see what's next. I haven't like dug that deep into what the season looks like, but it is a little vague. But
yeah, I do like that it's a little bit.
Nothing.
I like that it's a little bit like released earlier. It's a linear pattern. Athletes kind of have an idea of what they're doing. That all seems better. I think Wodapalooza puts on such great events that while I'm like unsure how I feel about it being a CrossFit licensed event, I do think it's a great event for an open workout to be put in. They have a good setup. It's run well. It's like tested, tried and true tested. So I do like that. Somebody asked this, are you going to Copenhagen? As of now, that is the plan, I believe. It is not 100%, nothing official, but we do plan on going to it if possible, if it's funded, if we can make it work. That's the plan. Go
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, now I forgot.
I was going to pull a comment. I was going to pull a comment about my comment, but I think I explained what I was saying well enough. And if you want to run with it, call it problematic, I think that's just fishing for something that's not there. I think it's very clear what I was saying and what I meant.
Do you think that now that we know what the CrossFit season looks like a little bit, and knowing that there's like some rumors, and I honestly don't know what's like actually true and what's not about the WFP season and when their events are, what are our thoughts about people being able to do both? Do you think they can?
Yeah, I mean, I think WFP has been very clear lately in media that they're not going to make them choose, that they're going to try and accommodate athletes to be able to do both. I don't think it's about like if they can make it to both events. I think they can if they want to. I think it's going to come down to like athletes being tired and recovery and what they want to choose to put show like how WFP being right after the games, a lot of the athletes were tired. And I think like that Boys Interrupted episode was taken a lot out of context a lot. Like Jason said, this has nothing to do with the event, the people who run it. I love the event. I'm just tired. Like it wasn't about like screw WFP or screw CrossFit or the season, but I think it's going to come down to like where they want to put their energy because again, like more isn't always better.
But I don't think like yes, people hate WFP, but I think that's what people have been saying since the beginning is they're just going to be tired and not going to be able to show up as they should be able to when it comes to the CrossFit Games because they're having to compete more often than they were before. So I think that has been people's biggest complaint, not necessarily like an exclusivity contract, but I know people are upset about that too, but I think if we break it down, that's what people, and we saw it. Like it did happen. Like by the time they got to Tour Stop 2 at WFE, they were tired. And then they have to turn around 3 weeks later and go to SoCal, which I know is more of like an exhibition as it is a competition. And then they're going to go to Rogue in a month.
Yeah.
Like it is a lot of back to back to back to back. And I think we're seeing it. And then we add another Tour Stop on top of that.
I have a few comments I want to pull. So this one from Helpin. It'll be interesting to see the overlap of WFP with what Will has said about athletes not needing to compete at all tour stops. So as they add more tour stops, because I believe next year there's 3 in a final, athletes could potentially still qualify for the final without competing at all of them. So that might play into their ability to do both. I think we're in a time where the like landscape of the sport is changing and it's going to take a few years for people, athletes, coaches, everyone to figure that out. This comment is about like if WFP is offering exclusive contracts. By all things that have been said and released, there are no exclusive contracts.
But if I had to answer, Laura Horvath and Pat Vellner.
Chandler Smith.
That's true.
No Olsen, but he might be retiring. I would also say I would say someone like maybe Sydney Wells. because she's like a bubble athlete who could have a more guaranteed situation with the WFP. I don't know, but I don't. There has been like it's been shut down by Will and by oh, I'm drawing a blank. The Monsters game, Jason, sorry, that there will be no exclusive contracts this coming year at least. So that unless they change their mind very last minute, that's not a thing.
Geez, now, I'm gonna pull this. Of course there isn't, but it was discussed. I mean, I'm not in those meetings, none of us are, but like, who cares if it was discussed? Like, I feel like that's a fair discussion to have when talking about a business and how a season's gonna go. Like, I don't think that's outlandish to talk about. But ultimately, from what we've heard, is that will not be happening. So stop like holding their feet to the fire about something that they had a conversation about. I think that's silly. Like, let's move on from that. And if it happens to be true, then we get to talk about it, you know? But all these like ifs, ands, or buts, and I don't know, it's crazy. I can't keep up with what's happening in
yeah,
here.
so many. Oh my goodness, so much speculation about everything. But yeah, I also think like at the end of the day, athletes want to make money and they're going to go where it makes financial sense for them to continue doing the thing they love and like provide their for themselves and their families. I think that's the reality.
Agreed. I will pull this one. This was a big talk of the weekend. Can you guys just say if Tia's pregnant? Lots and lots and lots of comments. Her performance is not what we would normally see at a competition. Never seen anything like that from her. Not sure what is going on, but everybody seems to have the same speculation. So, but it was the very first event, which was Echo on Fran. We were like, whoa, something, this is strange. And then we're like, maybe she's just saving herself for the next event. If you guys listen to some of our podcasts while we were there, we did predictions, and me, Brian, and PC had Team World winning, and Maysa had Team North America. And I was like, well, if we would have known that
okay, whatever.
What's going on? And
woulda, coulda, shoulda, I won.
I know. No, you did win. But I think, a large part of why people would pick Team World is because Tia was on there. So,
you know what? She's just one person. It's a team of 8, so whatever. Also, she was on there last year. They didn't win, so.
That's true.
I also do think, like, people will hate me for this, but, like, how crazy is it that she has, like, a bad weekend and, like, maybe she is pregnant, but, like, she's not performing at her best, and we're like, "Oh, she must be pregnant." Like, maybe she just didn't have a good weekend. I think there's other reasons we think that, but let's not say like, oh, she looks pregnant or like, I think let's stay away from doing that.
When is Cait going head to head with Grant?
I don't know. Rumor has it I'm going head to head with Grant. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
I may have received some DMs about this.
Is it going to happen? Grant?
Okay, someone asked about my knee, and I am going to throw this out there. It's been up and down. It was doing a lot better. I did some stupid stuff with Cait at Wodapalooza that have definitely set me back a little bit. It can do almost everything. Besides, there's a few things I cannot double under. I can. It kills. And push jerks, which is what I did at Wodapalooza, which screwed me up. I can actually squat decently and anything like I can even box jump now. It's the fast change in direction. So that's really hard for me. So like I can push press, but push jerks really hurt. I have not cycled a light fast snatch, which is something Grant was asking me about. I think I can. I would have to test it this week. But push jerks in general prior to this have irritated my knee and double unders. So it's the fast. No, I'm not doing surgery. It's not I can rehab it. Someone paying to watch me, after this weekend, maybe.
Set up the Maysa versus
Personally, I think the best way to handle conflict is to just sweat it out. So I'll put that out there. That's my adult way of handling conflict.
Maybe if we can raise some funds, we'll make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oops.
I'm so glad. I honestly think I would. Settle out on the competition floor. I agree. I think that'd be the best place to do it. I've said this before, but that's not really on me.
I did get to meet Claire Bayes in
Oh, that was
person.
cool.
So that was really fun. And like, what a full circle moment, like just being friends kind of, or competitors on the internet, and then seeing each other in real life. Her and I got to chat for about 10 minutes. She's super sweet. We talked about our head to head and how awful that was. She is traveling a lot. She's like, the next 5 weeks, I'm like on a plane going somewhere to another competition. And we actually had a conversation too about how cool it is being able to travel to these events, but your fitness kind of takes a hit, your fitness and your nutrition. Like, we try to work out when we're there, right? Like, we worked out, we did the gauntlet, we did Annika's workout as well, but like, we're eating fast food most of the time. It's hard to stay with your fitness goals and travel, and we don't even really do it that much. But anyway, it was really cool to get to meet her and have a conversation with her. So
yeah, I do appreciate all the people that are, betting on me. I love it here. Let's make it happen. I don't know.
Maysa versus Dense, reps ahead 8. Rest in peace, reps ahead. Can you bring it back?
I do feel like you're talking about eating. I do think this trip we did way better because we had access to better food than Arizona. Arizona was a disaster food wise, but I feel like this trip I ate way healthier.
I don't even remember eating. Like, I remember eating at the end of the day.
It's because we had VIP access, so we had like protein and rice and whatever, like for our meals. In Arizona, it was like, can we get Dunkin' Donuts on the way because we don't have a second to breathe?
True.
Yeah.
Brian did make us breakfast every morning, which was very nice.
Super nice.
Started off the day great.
I did want to real quick. I know that. Brian's gotten a lot of shit this week for, things that I think people don't know the full story about. And just so people know, a lot of the things that happened leading up to this competition were Brian having my back with situations that made me uncomfortable. So if you want to like say a lot of things about what he was or wasn't trying to do, like reach out to me. I'm not going to like get on here and talk about things publicly. That's not like what our podcast is about. But I'm an open book. I'll answer questions if you reach out to me. And I hate that he's getting drugged through the mud for something that, might have more to do with me and him just supporting me. So I'll leave it at that.
Heard that. I'm trying to think. Anything else? Do you have a hot take this week?
Hot take. I have like so many good ones. Do you have one? Well, I
actually have one this week.
Okay, go ahead, and then I'll come up.
My hot take, and I hope Lauren Cleo never watches this, is pumpkin spice is overrated.
Does she like love? Yeah, she does. She does.
She's obsessed. Obsessed with pumpkin spice.
I am not a pumpkin spice person.
So maybe that's not fair to say.
I love that your mom is like our biggest supporter. Basically, I'm in a relationship with her daughter, so it's fine. I'm not even gonna say it, whatever. I think hot take. I think Justin is the new Noah Olsen personality wise of the newer age. That's not really a hot take, but
a hot take. I feel like that's pretty accurate.
What's another hot take I have? Because that was that's just an opinion. I don't know. I think. I'll say Guy and his wife are the cutest couple in CrossFit. There's a lot of cute couples in CrossFit right now.
There are a lot of really cute couples.
They were freaking awesome. And also, I just got like the opportunity to talk to Guy's wife a lot because of where we were. And it was so funny because in the burpees, Callan actually did like one less burpee. It didn't end up mattering because of how far ahead he was on the bike. But she was like, I'm pretty sure he did one less burpee. They ended on different sides. So she went and like pulled up the live stream and she was like, basically count them with me. So we counted all of those burpees and he did 24 in the last bar, so 25. And she was like, 24, 24, telling you, like, tell them. And I was like laughing. I was like, biggest freaking fan over here of her husband, like counting reps, everything. It was awesome.
I had somebody, when I do like the ask me anything questions, somebody was like, were there any hot guys that you saw at SoCal? Not a single person is single. It seems like everybody is wifed up. You're not wrong. Everybody's wifed up. So that's unfortunate. There are a lot of really cute couples, and like to see them, we were kind of talking about this earlier, all the women spouses being so supportive and there like all weekend. I think it's kind of cool. They're like super involved, and being at that level, I feel like you have to have a significant other that is like understands it and also kind of lives and breathes it. Otherwise, I don't know how it works. I mean, you think of Matt Frazier and Sammy, like she was part of the reason for his success. You know, she did everything to help make him successful.
Grant is asking about the situation with the monostructural. Guy was at 32 or 36 calories when Dallin finished, so he just stopped because there was no shot of him finishing, even though he had a few second lead going into it. But yes, look at us talking about cute couples and supportive spouses. If you want the wholesome vibes, we're here for it. You can hate it, but we love some wholesome stuff over here.
Are you guys saying anything good? I don't think so.
No. Grant, if you want to go head to head with me next week, you need to let me know so I can test if I can do certain movements this week.
Wait, I do have a question. Where is this coming from? Somebody tell me. I keep seeing this and I asked.
I think it's because you're way like taller than me. Is that not where it came from?
But who is calling me that? Because everybody in the chat on Chris's podcast with Brian, once I said something, everybody called me that. Somebody tell me. I need to know.
Do you think in like the Savon group chat they call you Big Cat?
Somebody let me know.
Oh, did someone think we were a cute couple? I don't know if you watch Glenn Things. It's a dating show, so we did talk about our connection.
Whatever. It is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, I think that I will be going head to head soon in the next week or so, I believe. So
I don't know. Brandon has a baby on the way like tomorrow.
Yeah, but prior to SoCal, they wanted me to go head to head on Thursday, but I was like, we'll be in SoCal. I can't guarantee that. And then this Thursday, it just was like very last minute, but also I am like on endless weeks of traveling. So I would love to wait till I'm like a little more settled. So I flew Sunday night at 10:30 p.m., arrived at Monday 10:30 a.m., showered and like hit the ground running, went to the gym and coached the afternoon classes. So I'm like running on fumes right now, but I am super excited for Boston and like seeing Hyrox, and I just get to go play coach. Like I don't have to like do any specific like things besides prep my athlete, which is so great. And I've heard there's a place called Mike's Pastries in Boston that is cash only, handmade like cannolis, and it'll change my life. And it's 2 miles from where we're staying. So, I'm going to be buying out the whole thing. Jeremy wants to go head to head with me. Yeah, I mean, like after all the things you've said, I feel like I could kick it into blackout gear for that.
It's not that we don't care for you, Jeremy. We are nice.
Didn't he?
Just, like on the list, but you're moving down the list.
Yeah, like
people have replaced you on the list, so there's hope for you.
Yeah,
there's hope for you. All right, guys. I don't have anything else to say. I don't think. I
apologize for the audio situation where situations happen. It is what it is.
I must say my computer. I kept telling Maysa it was hers. I was like, it has to be yours because it's working on my end, but I guess not. So it is what it is. My computer is really old, so probably gonna have to get a new one. Anyway, what do we say? Like, subscribe, follow? Yes,
follow our Instagram. That's the main thing we want you to do. Follow our Instagram. We'd like to get to 1,000 followers so we can do lives. Maybe you'll even see me and Cait do a head-to-head live if we get to 1,000 followers. Or maybe we could do one of our Fetish of the Coast qualifiers live because those start next week. All right. Bye.
That's it, guys. Thanks for coming. It's always fun.